we live on knife's edge environmentally. Things can be dramatically different and dramatically unlivable. Right now we face a threat called fracking. Here, in this place, the water table is very high. Look around, you can see it. Beneath all of us, no matter where you live in this area, beneath all of us is the Florida aquifer. The Florida aquifer is so large it actually connects 5 different states. It runs all the way from Louisiana, South Louisiana, all the way over to South Carolina, and covers all of Florida. It's beneath our very feet right here. If we poison it, then we're not going to be able to use it again. Think about that. You know, go to any water fountain here in the park and press on the button, and out comes water that very likely comes from the Florida aquifer. If we poison it, then we live the life that people lived for a while in West Virginia, where people had to buy bottled water whether they liked it or not because their aquifer was poisoned. The same thing has been true in Flint, Michigan. But that came too late. Thousands and thousands of people have been poisoned by their own water supply without even realizing it. And the same thing can happen here in Florida. Now, the great, deep stupidity of it all is the fact that we're putting our aquifer at risk in exchange for virtually nothing. The amount of petroleum, the oil and gas industry of Florida, that's roughly $10 million a year. $10 million a year. That is less than the daily receipts at Disney World. Disney World takes in more money in one day than the oil and gas industry produces in all of Florida in an entire year. And think about what a disaster it would be just economically if people knew that if they came to Florida and turned on the faucet, there was a significant risk that they would be poisoning themselves.
And it wouldn't be brown. You wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. Could be colorless. Well, think about it. Benzene. How would you know? Benzene is one of the chemicals that the Department of Environmental Protection is looking to legalize here in Florida. Listed more than 80 different ones.
It's already being used. They just want to double it.
Right.
They did want to
well, I think more than
because of public pressure, they've taken it down to twice as much.
My understanding is that they're trying to increase the standards, the tolerability standards for 40 chemicals, and actually introduce another 40 or so. And again, you ask yourself for what? I mean, you know, let's face it. This is not a state that's depending upon big oil or big chemicals or big schmutz, whatever you want to call it. That's not what we do. We offer the world as an enjoyable place to live, whether you're here for retiring or you're here for vacation or you're here just to have fun and live a good life. I moved here from Washington, D.C., and one thing I realized immediately is that the air is clean, you know. You know, this is not something that we can ever take for granted as long as there are people who want to put it at risk. So I respect all of you for being here, for being aware, for being willing to tell Governor Scott and selfish, just deeply selfish interests, pollution of all kinds, that this is our land. This is not their land. This is our land. It belongs to us. We understand the responsibility and the joy of keeping it clean. Thank you all.